नमस्कार, सलाम, याली मदद, सत श्री अकाल, हेलो टू कनाडा। आप सबका स्वागत है हमारे प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस में। मैं आपका होस्ट, आपका दोस्त अमृत बराड़ आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं इस प्रोग्राम में और आशा करता हूं कि आपका लास्ट वीक अच्छा गया होगा, खुशियों से भरा गया होगा, सेहत से भरा गया होगा। आने वाले वीक के लिए भी हमारी पूरी टीम की तरफ से यही प्रार्थना आप सबके लिए। ये प्रोग्राम आप देखते हैं हमारे अपने फेवरेट टीवी चैनल पंजाबी नेशनल पर और आज हम फिर उपस्थित हैं आपके सामने एक नया प्रोग्राम लेकर और नए गेस्ट के साथ। आज हमारे साथ जो गेस्ट जुड़े हैं वो आप लोगों से अपील करना चाहते हैं कि आप उनके साथ जुड़ें और इस समय जो उनके देश पे भारी संकट आया हुआ है उनके लिए कुछ करें। अपील उन्हीं लोगों से की जाती है जिन लोगों को अपना माना जाता है और आई बिलीव हमारा जो ये देश कनाडा है इस समय इट इज़ मिक्स्ड एंड so many people from different countries and different backgrounds and different religions live under one roof। यही इस देश की सबसे बड़ी एक मैं कह सकता हूँ सफलता है या इसका एक तरह का USP है आई कैन से कि जहाँ पर इतने सारे लोग मिलकर एक छत के नीचे रहते हैं। तो आइए आज अपने गेस्ट से हम लोग बातचीत करते हैं और जानते हैं कि वो किस लिए यहाँ पर आए हैं और वो क्या अपील करना चाहते हैं। आइए मिलकर स्वागत करते हैं मिस एरिना का और मिस यूलिया का। वेलकम टू द शो मैम।
Thank you for having us.
So today what I was just telling our audience and listeners that you are here to make an appeal and to get more people connected with you, and this only happens when you feel that everybody is yours, right? And if we don't think that way, then that appeal doesn't matter. And that is the beauty of Canada, where everybody from different backgrounds, different countries live together under one roof and they love each other. They are they participate in each other's festivals and any kind of problem they are facing. And I believe Canada is one of those very few countries who have contributed in any kind of problems worldwide. So to start with, can you please let us know something first about your organizations, then we'll go to Miss Julia.
Thank you very much, first of all, for having a chance to speak at your studio. My name is Irina Goulet and I represent association Ukrainians of Calgary Association. This is actually a group of volunteers that have taken on themselves to do something about the current circumstances that Ukraine is facing. We've organized ourselves as a volunteer group 2 days past the war activities, and within a month we were able to establish a non-profit organization with the help of some legal firm, Blake's. So, and now we just try to facilitate whatever we can by acquiring, delivering, and distributing all medical and humanitarian supplies within Ukraine directly from Lviv to different hotspots. We have a representative that is currently in Ukraine in Lviv who assists us, and we coordinate everything from here.
That's great. Julia.
I am a co-chair of Calgary Ukrainian Evacuees Welcome Committee, and as well as chair of the Ukrainian Humanitarian Fund of St. Vladimir's Ukrainian Orthodox War here in Calgary. As you've heard, most probably more than 10% of Ukrainian population have been displaced and had to escape war zones, and a lot of them obviously settled in Europe. And with Canada-Ukraine Authorization for Emergency Travel program that was established by Canadian government in March, there's a lot of Ukrainian evacuees that's coming to Calgary specifically. Up to now, we have seen over 300,000 applications that were submitted to Canadian government under this program, and about 150,000 have been approved. Of that, close to 60,000 people came to Canada, and close to 6,000 people came to Alberta, with more than half of them coming to Calgary. What we trying to do is to support those people who come to Calgary, because most of them come in without family or acquaintances connection. They just run from war. They're just running from war with We have moms and children comes with backpacks. With 2 backpacks, we have very many stories that would break your heart. All we're trying to do is try to give them the roof of their head for a little bit until they get on their own feet, and some essentials, some food, so they wouldn't be on the street. That's really the goal of our organization.
You two are doing some amazing work, and that work cannot be parallel with anything else, because without anything in return, you are giving out your time, your energy, your your assets, and everything is going towards one cause. हम बात कर रहे हैं आज यूक्रेन की। यूक्रेन जो कि सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट यूरोपियन कंट्री है आफ्टर रशिया, और approximately there are 40 million people living in that country. 24 फरवरी 2022 को वहाँ पर रशिया ने इन्वेजन किया यूक्रेन के ऊपर, और अभी तक वो वॉर चल रही है। कितने ही घर तबाह हो गए, कितने ही लोग बेघर हो गए, कितने ही लोग मारे गए, वो एक अलग बात है। जो लोग चले गए वो लोग चले गए, लेकिन जो लोग बच जाते हैं उनको कैसे संभाला जाए, और इस समय जो लड़ाई वहाँ चल रही है वहाँ पर किस तरह से उन लोगों की मदद की जाए, ये आज का मुद्दा है। Irina, first question is for you. It's said war is good for absolutely nothing. You must have heard that song and this kind of phrases, but and also when we were before February 24th, when Ukraine was invaded, we have seen few wars on TV, some coverage from media, and also we studied in history books. But now you are in Canada, and somebody from your family, distant relative, your friend must be in Ukraine right now. To be very honest, what media shows, it's separate. We are not going over there. That is true or not, that is totally different. But I want to hear in your words, when they call you or when are you able to contact them, what is the real picture right now in Ukraine?
Right now, the picture is the same as it was as war has unfolded, because people have had 4 months of intensified war activity, unrest, and in some circumstances fear what the next day will bring. One thing that brings them strength is actually unity. Ukraine has never been as united as during this particular horrific events that has been unfolding in our country. But at the same time, the challenges, what people have to face, and the difficulty of listening what the previous night was all about. How many sirens have taken place? Where did they have to run to actually escape it? The bombing, you don't know if today is going to be in
I'm really sorry to, bring this topic, but here we are. Because I wanted people to hear exactly what goes through the person's mind. I was just saying that people who died in this war, they are gone. But the main, our hearts are with the people who are they're still there. They're surviving. They are fighting every day to survive each hour. Those people are our main concern at this moment. There are kids, there are elders, there are women who are in hospitals. How we take care of them, that's the bigger issue.
It's amazing to see actually everybody who has any potential time or ability to help. They left whatever they've done, whatever they were doing prior to 24th of February. They either volunteering, cooking the food, they left their universities. They actually completely 100% participate in dealing with the current issue. And despite the fact of the difficulty, the ability to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and the pride in the ability to have the freedom and secure the freedom, and asking the world to actually have a stand
No, for sure. I totally hear you. Miss Yulia, what would you like to say on that?
You know, we try to stay strong here. We try to separate the issues and try to help, because if you try to think what's going on at home, it's paralyzing, it's devastating, and we try to focus on what we can do,
Right.
versus what we can't do.
Right.
My relative is actually in Russian captivity. He was in Mariupol. He was a border guard, and his wife, who's my niece, was at home. She was just off the rotation, and I just recently found out that they didn't hear from him since March. But you know, what is inspiring is, despite all the losses, despite all the hardship, people do fight.
Right.
And they fight not just for Ukraine. You know, they fight for their future as a country.
Right.
They fight for freedom and democracy in the entire world.
Right.
And what's a little disheartening to see is the lack of news
Of course.
in the mass media right now. It's kind of dissipating, and it's very, very hard, because for us, it hurts. It's our home. Yes, we are here and we are in safety, and it's a beautiful country, Canada. We are blessed to be here. But our heart and mind, I'm pretty sure it's there. You know, it hurts as if you're there.
I totally agree with you. आप ये देख सकते हैं कि कैसे इनकी आंखों में आंसू आए, और ये एक स्वाभाविक बात है, क्योंकि आप जिस मर्जी कंट्री से हों, जैसे हम लोग इंडिया से हैं या कोई पाकिस्तान से है, बांग्लादेश से है, अफ्रीका की कोई भी कंट्री से है, कोई भी यूरोपियन कंट्री से है, सब लोग यहाँ इकट्ठे मिल के रह रहे हैं, लेकिन आपका जो दिल है वो आपके अपने के साथ जो भी रिस्पेक्टिव कंट्री है वहाँ पर रहता है. सो आई थिंक व्हाट दे आर गोइंग थ्रू एट दिस मोमेंट कैन नॉट बी एक्सप्लेन्ड इन वर्ड्स. एक छोटा सा ब्रेक लेते हैं, ब्रेक के बाद दोबारा हाजिर होते हैं. आप बने रहिए और देखते रहिए प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस ओनली ऑन पंजाबी नेशनल टेलीविजन पर. मिलते हैं एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद. एक बार फिर से स्वागत आप सबका हमारे प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस में. ये प्रोग्राम आप देख रहे हैं हमारे अपने फेवरेट टीवी चैनल पंजाबी नेशनल पर. आज हम बात कर रहे हैं मिस एरिना से एंड मिस यूलिया से, जो कि यूक्रेन से हैं, और जो इस समय वहाँ के हालात हैं आपने भी देखा कि किस तरह उनकी आंखों में आंसू आ गए. बहुत मुश्किल है अपनों को छोड़कर कहीं दूर रहना, लेकिन और उस जगह पे जब इस तरह की प्रॉब्लम आ जाए तो इंसान सोए कि जागे इस चीज़ का पता नहीं रहता. मिस एरिना, as you just told us that it's very difficult when you are, and we are blessed that we are staying in Canada and you know with in safety, but the people in Ukraine right now, they are fighting for their rights, and slowly, if you see, as you said, the news which we used to hear a lot has gone down, right? Reasons we don't want to go and we don't want to talk about that over here. Here we are talking about people's voice and what people have to say. They might not be able to get their voice, but you guys are their voice. You are here and you are telling the world to wake up. My next question to you is, when you talk to those people who are there, what is the situation? Like, what things they need, how they are functioning? Is electricity available over there? Is the water supply there? Do they have food? What are the things which right now are slowly going down?
Every area kind of has a different level of intensity. If we're talking about eastern part of Ukraine, where the war activity is actually unfolding strongly,
Right.
that area in majority of cases will need everything. It will need water, food, medical supplies, humanitarian supplies, anything, because people basically wake up in the morning, or maybe even don't wake up,
Right.
their buildings are destroyed, they have to take whatever they have and just run.
Right.
So if you just imagine for a second closing your eyes and saying, whatever I have, I just take it and run, what will you need next day? You basically will need everything.
Everything, right.
So Ukraine tries to do whatever they can, but it's not enough, because in some circumstances things are not prepared for the war. You
Right.
don't have everything available. You don't know where the bomb will fall today or tomorrow.
Right.
So that's why having a chance to have direct connection with the areas what people need, and ask them and just send exactly what they need. You know, like we do have individual who actually contacts us directly. And with an ability to reach out, they give us a list. I'm talking specifically about medical equipment. I'm not talking about anything else.
Right.
And we fill exactly what they ask. Because if you think about it, if they need something that is required to treat specific patients, they would like to have exactly what they need. So that's what we try to.
There are a lot of other organizations like Red Cross, and they are right now working in Ukraine as per the media. How far it is true? Like, are they really working, or it is just a media hype?
I think the media is not covering it all.
Right.
But the need is much, much bigger.
Right.
You know, I'm sure there's lists of organizations acting in Ukraine. The problem is that Ukraine is a very large country.
Right, of course.
You know, so and needs are dispersed depending on location. So therefore, Ukrainians of Calgary working specifically on medical needs, because as you can imagine, as in every other country, the supplies are limited, and especially in time of war,
right,
the effort needs to be concentrated to deliver to the most needed areas and needed supplies. So medical supplies for Ukrainians of Calgary are such an item. There was an effort in the very beginning of war in Ukraine when it was stop the plane action, when the plane was departed from Edmonton to actually Warsaw, and then it was tracked into Ukraine. But you know, the scale of that is pretty small, even it's a full packed plane. So we hear now from different parts of Ukraine that there needs to be basic supplies, people asking for socks and t-shirts and diapers and stuff like that.
Of course.
You know, the basic stuff you now maybe not even going to think about.
Right.
You know, but the items that Ukrainians of Calgary collecting and supplying to different spots, either it's territorial defense or whether it's front lines, those are very needed supplies that saves life. A lot of lives, and it's extremely needed, because from what I've heard is that there's no more supplies of those items in Europe.
Of course.
It's very slowly coming, because the need is tremendous.
Right.
We're talking almost 1 million of troops, 700,000 I believe troops in Ukrainian armed forces, and there's more and more enlistment going on as we speak. So we try what we can, Ukrainians of Calgary trying what they can, but it's a drop in the buckets. And the more people going to get involved, the more support we can provide to Ukrainians in Ukraine to fight for their freedom.
Definitely. Now there are two aspects. One, the people who are there, you have to take care, and second, the people who are reaching here, right, from that war zone. Because again, there is tremendous amount of resources needed for both the areas. If they are here, as you were saying, they are here with maybe 2 backpacks, maybe nothing, right, because they are running away from a war zone, and how they reach over here, it's not cannot be explained in words, right? And when they reach here, and especially to a new place where they don't have a single, maybe a family or even not a friend, how will they survive? Sometimes language is a problem, right? And how to go, where to go, who to look for. I think these are the two major concerns right now. Absolutely. Where you guys are looking after, and that's tremendous and that's amazing. And I think we need more people to join you in this in this area and help as much as possible.
That's right.
Because when you reach here, then the demand of the things, it may change. Right. Because right now maybe we need more medicines back in Ukraine, but over here they need clothes, they need shelter, they need food, they need some work to move forward, and they need a translator.
Absolutely. So right now the situation in Canada, I want to describe it a little bit, because I don't think a lot of people realize that Ukrainians in Canada that come in under this program, Canada-Ukraine Authorizations for Emergency Travel, are not government-sponsored refugee. They do not have the same support as your typical refugee does. When they come in, what they get is $3,000 per adult and $1,500 per child. We all know this is not nearly sufficient to build a life in Canada. Government of Alberta been very generous They opened up a lot of programs for Ukrainians to be able to tap into. Obviously, resources are limited, but we're extremely grateful to government of Alberta for providing that support. What we're trying to do and what we have been doing for the last 4 months is mostly focusing on the items that you just mentioned, is the shelter,
Right.
is the food or essential items, and English/jobs. So before I came here, we actually started 6 weeks program of intensive English for those people that came and are here to be able to get employed. So far, the way housing, we called it, was operating is through volunteer hosts, because there is no government
Accommodation or support for that.
provided or support provided. So there were a lot of volunteers that opened up their homes, and they accepted those refugees in their homes for 2-3 months until they get on their feet, until they get a job, until they find that ground under themselves and try to make their own living and find their own space. Obviously, finding rental place in Calgary is tough.
Right.
We all know that.
No, for sure.
And it requires a decent job to be able to do that. And you know what? I'm just so humbled by such a generosity of so many volunteer hosts that open their homes. Unfortunately, there's only so much supply, or maybe just the awareness is dwindling, and we need people to step up and open up their homes for 2-3 months for Ukrainians to be able to get on their feet. And when they come, from the moment they come to when they were able to get their job and move to their own place. That's by far the largest need right now, as there's no government support at all.
You are absolutely right, and that's why what we are focusing in this program, and I'm very sure that people from all communities who will listen this will be able to contact you. And if somebody has a vacant house, or you have a basement which can be used for for renting out, or you can help out, as these guys don't have any homes right now. So if you can help, please do help. That's why this program is recorded today, so that their word reach to other communities also. And ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਇੰਡੀਅਨਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, we always are there to help people. ਆਪਣੀ ਕੌਮ ਹੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਤੇ ਉਠੋ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰੀਏ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਬਟ ਐਟਲੀਸਟ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਬਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਪਲ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਓ। ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਐਂਡ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੀ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਊਂਗਾ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਾਤਚੀਤ ਜਾਰੀ ਰੱਖਾਂਗੇ। बने रहो, देखते रहो प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस ओनली ऑन पंजाबी नेशनल टेलीविजन पे। वेलकम बैक, एक बार फिर से स्वागत आपका प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस में। सॉरी मैं थोड़ा सा इमोशनल हो गया तो ढंग से बोल नहीं पाया, लेकिन दोबारा से हाजिर हूँ आपके साथ अपने गेस्ट को लेकर। मिस अरीना, what are the things at this moment or today which are required by the people, the medical supplies in particular, back home?
Our organization is trying to find a way to deliver high value items such as tourniquets or certain medical list. I wouldn't actually itemize it right now.
For sure, no, for sure, yeah.
Would like to, because there is two main purposes for us to find the items that only can be purchased here in Canada or
Right.
North America,
Right.
which we try to collect and finance and ship it. But if we have an option to purchase something in Europe, we have been working with many volunteer groups in Europe and deliver it from there. We do that as well. If we can obtain it in Ukraine somehow, if it's delivered there, we try to do the same, basically creating the list and work hard to find the funds to make sure that we can make it happen.
This question is to both of you. How the Ukrainian community over here are feeling about this particular problem? Are they united? Because I've seen in other communities where people have different ideas or different way of expressing their words or what they are feeling. But how is Ukrainian community? Are they together in this for this cause, or there are certain things which you want them also to realize and come together?
Based on my experience, what I'm seeing throughout the Nation Center and our work with the Ukrainian Canadian Congress in Alberta and here in Calgary is that people are hurting a lot based on the feedback I'm getting. A lot of people are in quite a bit of distress. However, that gives us quite a bit of strength to do a lot of good things.
Right.
And a lot of people did come together and work very, very hard. And it's not just Ukrainian community. We are blessed with a very wide participation of not just Ukrainians. We're talking United Church, we're talking Rotary Club, we just business in general helping us out as much as they can. So to see that is true blessing, and we are extremely grateful for that. With Ukrainian community specifically, I don't think we've ever been more united than we
100%.
Don't take me wrong. You take 3 Ukrainians, you're gonna have 3 different opinions, but we are really united in one thing, is that this war is unjustified, and we need to do everything we can to help our relatives, friends, acquaintances in Ukraine and here, even if you don't know them. And that's, I think, gives us a lot of strength, and despite of everything, keep going and keep working.
Amazing. What about you?
I completely agree. You know what? The phenomenal support throughout, and I'm talking about any community that you speak with, they find the time to come and help in whatever way they can. The expertise, the level of expertise that people are stepping up and sharing, we would not have been where we are without the people that allowed us to count on their guidance, expertise, and support. So including your program that allowed us to come and share our story, maybe not as detailed as we would have liked, but hopefully we were trying to send the message to unite not just Ukraine but the whole world to do the right thing at this very difficult time, because it's a division of right and wrong.
The subject what you are talking about, we will talk about that at the right time, and that thing which you have in your heart, I can feel it, Arina, and trust me, but there are certain things which we are able to say on camera and certain things which we are not able to say, right? Sure. So in those guidelines, we have to maintain that. Right now, our focus is to get the help for the people in need. Rest, I promise you, it will be there, and you and me, we will sit and we will say all the things in our heart for anybody you want. I will give you all freedom. But for today, we are just focusing on the needs and to help people who are, back home.
The main thing right now.
Yes. So before we end today's program, I would like you to let us know how to contact you, where to contact you, so that people who will be coming forward to help you out, and those people, they can reach out, please.
Our organization, Ukrainians of Calgary Association, which we have a Facebook page that you can find us. As well, we just established initial steps of our independent website. We will get better as we go, because we're just trying to learn everything at once, so forgive us for maybe not precise and complete set of instructions that we are providing, but we are trying our best. And at any particular time, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out through the website, and we will be happy to answer. Thank you again for all the support that has been provided by many people that found the time to help.
What is the website?
It's Ukrainians of Calgary. It's UOCA. It's abbreviation. www.uoca.ca, I think.
Okay, no worries. So at the end of the program, we will put that promo. Don't worry about it. So, Yulia, how to contact you?
So we started working from St. Vladimir's Ukrainian Orthodox Sobor. Our website is saintvlads.com/aid, and all our partners and our programs and our Ukrainian humanitarian fund, as well as housing applications, are listed on that website.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for being here and talking your heart. But again, as I was saying to Arina, there are certain things which we cannot say at this moment, and as per guidelines, but we will have one day where we will talk about this, and that day will be soon, I promise you. Okay. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग कैलगरी फोकस। मैं आपसे यही कहना चाहूँगा कि प्लीज़ आप ज़रूर इनकी हेल्प करें जितना हो सकता है। बात पैसे की नहीं होती है, आप इनको किसी भी तरह से हेल्प कर सकते हैं। आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा क्लोथ्स हैं, जैसे उन्होंने कहा, दे नीड सॉक्स, दे नीड ग्लव्स, दे नीड जैकेट्स, एनी काइंड ऑफ फूड आइटम्स दे यू कैन हेल्प देम विद। जहाँ पर आयरीना है, इनको मेडिकल सप्लाइज चाहिए, तो अगर आपके पास किसी भी तरह से आप इनकी हेल्प कर सकते हैं तो ज़रूर हेल्प करें। आपको हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में दिख जाएगा कहाँ पे आप इन्हें कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं, इनकी वेबसाइट्स, तो आप इनको कांटेक्ट करके इनकी ज़रूर हेल्प करें। अगेन ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੌਮ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਵੱਧ ਕੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਵੈਰੀ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੰਕਟ ਆਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ, ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਾਂਗੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਹੋ ਸਕੇ। हर शो का मतलब सिर्फ ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़ नहीं, हंगामा नहीं, बहस नहीं, तमाशा नहीं। ये टॉक शो है आपकी आवाज़ का, आपके मुद्दे का, आपके जज्बात के साथ साथ आपके भरोसे का, क्योंकि आपका भरोसा हमारी जिम्मेदारी है, उम्मीद आपकी कोशिश हमारी है। इसी मैसेज के साथ मैं विदा लेता हूँ। अगले हफ्ते दोबारा मुलाकात होगी नई गेस्ट के साथ। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग कैलगरी फोकस ओनली ऑन पंजाबी नेशनल टेलीविजन।